Hey, today I'm thinking about stress and stress relief and what stress is and what trigger our stress response. Stress is something, it's kind of a passion for me. This is my future work. I have already started a little bit working with clients and helping people to handle stress and give them tools to handle stress and to become better at to become more resilient towards stress. And to start with, stress is something that we need to survive. So stress could be a good thing, and we need it when we are in a bad situation or we really need to to fight or flight or to get out of a bad situation. And it's good when it's in a short while, it's fine. But when it becomes chronic, it's really, really bad for us. And we need to find ways to calm down the nervous system, to be in the parasympathetic nervous system as much as possible, and to find ways out of anxiety and hard feelings and thoughts that is not helping us, and situations that are not helping us, relationships and work situations, families, and everything in our lives. So what is it that triggers us and our nervous system? That could be so many different things. It could be physical, that you are not eating enough, or you're eating the wrong stuff. So the blood sugar goes up and then it goes down really low, and your body ends up in big stress until you eat again. That's a trigger. Another trigger could be relationships in the family. You have people around you who don't understand you, people who are not listening to you, doctors who are not believing what you're saying, and all that stuff around us is triggers that triggers our nervous system. And when we exercise, it's a kind of a stress. When we do cardio and workouts that raise our pulse, we stress the body. But that kind of stress is good if we don't do it too much, and if we allow ourselves to calm down after the exercise. So the cortisol levels will go down after the practice, the workout. So training could be good, but it's also a stress. So if we are very, very we have a high stress level and we can't get out of it, and the body is tense, and we have this really symptoms of stress, then training sometimes is not the best way to do it. In some cases we need to start with maybe dealing with our anxiety or our relationships or traumas from childhood or when we're grown up, and handle those things first. And maybe during that time we can do some easy workouts, like maybe go for walks or move our body a little bit, but we can wait with the really heavy stuff until we feel better and the stress levels is a little bit lower. So we have a lot of things in our lives that triggers our stress. And those triggers can be different, are different between us, because we have different experiences, we have different backgrounds and different diseases and problems and relationships and families and work and all that stuff is different. So whatever triggers you can be something that doesn't trigger someone else. So I think the first thing we should do is become aware of what is triggering me. What things makes me feel super stressed or in a stress situation, and which ones of those triggers are the worst ones? Which ones do I have to deal with first? Because when we have so much stress in our lives, like we have when we have ME, for example, the body is signaling the brain the whole time. It's every time we think about a symptom, and that we do automatically. We don't even think about it. We don't notice that we do it. Every time we do that, we send a signal to the brain that we are in danger. And the system has to stay on. You cannot calm down. Sometimes, you feel the tired and wired state where you feel like the whole body is bubbling, or it's like shivering, or I could feel sometimes that my cells were inside the cells were vibrating. My muscles, everything inside my body was vibrating. That was a huge stress response. And the lack of the energy makes it so much worse. So what can we do to reduce our stress and the stress response that ends up in every trigger that we have? One more thing, is that when we are sick for a long time and we have stress for a long time, our senses become more sensitive. So we get triggered by smaller and smaller things the further on we are in our disease. So after a couple of years, we can just trigger by anything, just a small, someone coughing or whatever, could be a really big, bad stress response. So we need to get aware of what is stressing me, what is the triggers, and what things makes me feel mostly stressed and wired. And then we have to find methods and stuff that works for us, because we're all different, so we might not like the same stuff. For me, I can just talk about my experience. But for me, it was the first thing I did was relaxation. And first, to learn what the difference between a tense muscle and a relaxed muscle was, I started with those kind of exercises where you tense one part of your muscle, like one part of your body, and then you relax, and you tense and you relax. So you feel the difference between the tense and the relaxed muscle. And because sometimes we are so tense that we don't even recognize it. We don't even notice it, because we've been so tense for a long, long time. And a lot of the pain is because the muscles are super tense. So when we can learn how to relax our muscles, it also will affect the brain. It will affect our stress response. So I started with those kind of relaxation. And then I did the body scans, when you go through the whole body and you imagining relaxation in all the parts of your body. That also helped a lot. And then I did some breathing exercises where you breathe really deep and with your belly. And there are so many breathing exercises out there. You can look up on YouTube or get information from other people and learn and try different stuff and try different ones until you find the ones that really works for you and the ones that feel comfortable and good for you. And then you stick to them and use them. So you do the breathing, you do the relaxation, you do the body scan, and you can start working on mindfulness. Mindfulness also relaxes both our mind and our body to be here and now and try to turn off the thoughts that is stressing us. So we turn off the thoughts for just a little bit. And it's not turning off, it's just take down the dimmer a little bit, like so they don't sound as much. They're there, but they don't have to take. You don't have to focus on them. You focus on being here and now, and enjoying a flower or someone or something or a picture or a nice view, like I'm at right now, for example. This is my view. And that's my little sweetheart. So working with relaxation, mindfulness, breathing exercises, and then meditating is a very, very good tool to calm down the system, but also to be able to find focus to do all the exercises and stuff that you do in your life and all the routines that you put into your life, to find focus, to be concentrated on the important stuff that you're working on. Then meditation is a super good tool for that. And that you can do in so many ways. There are meditations for your inner child, or to be here and now, for mindfulness, to be for self-love, to just learn how to stop all the spiral of negative thoughts that you have going on in your brain that stress you all the time, just to stop them for a while and pause them. That's really powerful. So whatever way you can calm down your mind and calm down your body is a good way to treat your stress, or to handle your stress and your stress response. And we can eat better food so the blood sugar can stay on a good level. We can work on our sleep. That is super important. Sleep is like one of the most important things for our health, because it's when we sleep that we recover. That's when the muscles calm down, the muscles start building up again when we have used them. It's when we repair our body during our sleep. So that's super important, to work on our sleep and to work with sleep hygiene. And there's a lot of different movies and instructions and tips everywhere about how to work for better sleep. And that's also one thing that happens with us when we are super stressed and we have a high level of stress hormones, is that we sleep worse. It's not as easy to fall asleep, and it's not as easy to stay asleep because of all the hormones going around. So if we can in any way help ourselves to sleep better, we're doing ourselves a big favor. So it's relaxation, mindfulness, meditation, good food, good sleep, and also movement. To when we are super focused on stuff and our brain is going around and the thoughts are just spinning and we are worried about things and we have so much stuff going on in our lives and we can't take decisions and our brain is a brain fog and we're working so hard with our mind, then sometimes we just need to land in our body and be here and now. And so we need to find methods where we go from our brain down in our body and just start thinking, what's going on in my body? Where am I? How do I feel? How does it feel under my feet? How does it feel when I breathe? And come back to the body and leave the mind for a while. That also stops the stress response. So we have a lot of things we can do to handle our stress, and also there's a way to train this, to get better at this. It's to do all these things, of course, but also you've heard about the vagus nerve stimulation. That's a way to train our nervous system, the vagus nerve, the 10th cranial nerve, to learn how to handle stress. So we become better at handling stress when we stimulate our vagus nerve. And there are many ways to do that. We can do that through cold showers, or we splash cold water in our face or on the side of our neck here. The nerve goes here on the side, on both sides of the neck. Behind the ears, we can massage in the ears or behind the ears or back in the neck. There is a lot of movies about this also. And we can hum or sing, use vibrations in our throat to stimulate the nerve. What else? Yeah, there are some machines that you can stimulate the vagus nerve. Deep breathing can also help when you go down in the belly and you use the diaphragm. And yoga and calm yoga and breathing exercises that gets your breath far down in the belly can also help. So there's a lot of way to stimulate the vagus nerve. So you can check it out on YouTube, and I think there are, I don't know it, but I think there might be some Facebook groups or something about this also. But the information is out there, and we can learn more about that. So what else can we do to reduce our stress? We can work with our traumas. Definitely a big thing. Go go to someone who can help us deal with our trauma, the trauma response. We can end relationships that is not good for us, that gives us a lot of stress. We can change our job if that's what's stressing us a lot and we can't seem to solve the problems. Then we can quit our job and get another job. There's a lot of things we can do to feel better, to get better health, and to reduce the stress in our lives. And in these days, in this society that we live in, we actually have to start doing this on purpose. Not only us who are sick, but also other people. Everyone has to start working on their stress in life. We have to reduce our stress because the brain is not made to have this kind of chronic stress. We are not made for this. So more and more people get sick, and more people get problems with stress. And before, the first reason why people got sick was high blood pressure and heart disease and problems with the heart. But now the stress has passed it on the list. So the stress is number one for being a reason why we get sick today. So we all have to work on our stress, not only us who already ended up in the disease, but also those people who take care of us and help us, and everyone. In this society, we need to take care of ourselves better because our body and brain is not made for this. So I hope you got something out of this, and if you have any more stress relief tips or methods or something that I forgot to talk about and you think is really good for you, please share so we can help each other and get better at treating ourselves and our stress. So till the next time, have a good day and take care of yourself and love yourself because you're worth it. See ya. Bye.